Hey, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Sly. Um, so I'm actually surprised by the vote, even though there's not too many people here. I'm surprised a lot of people don't even know what is going on yet and don't know what's happened. Me, but it's not over yet. What's not over yet? I'm actually a bit surprised. So I'll wait for see if more people come in. I know this was like a last minute live. Hey, Rach. I know it was like a last minute live late. So there was just so much drama going on today. Um, and I was like, I'm not going to interrupt the live, being that, everyone's talking drama. But I do think it's really sad that nobody talks about Summer Wells anymore. Like, why does nobody talk about her? Oh, wait, I know, Sebastian Rogers. But I cannot believe. All right, let me back up. First, let me say hi. My name's Laura, aka Perplexed. And according to my haters, I have a dying channel, which I don't, but okay. Um, so let me start by saying, when Summer Wells first went missing, I'll call him missing, I was literally one of the first people to stick up for Don and Candus. Like, no, you can't blame the parents. I fought with Marissa, I fought with Betty, I fought with Tiffany, I fought with all of them, that you can't blame the parents. And you can't be, they didn't do anything. We don't know if they did anything. So literally, I was one of the very first, and anyone that's followed the case from day one knows this. They know that I was die hard backing the parents. And then Chris McDouche came out, and I, went against him and thought he was a idiot, which I would prove to be right. But regardless, so and the reason why that's important is because you're going to see in a couple of minutes why that's important. But as of yesterday, and me and Sly were talking about this, as of yesterday, I think I've changed my mind. I think I was wrong, and I think they absolutely did something to Summer. And I know some of you guys might be like, why do you think that? Why all of a sudden? What happened? Well, you're going to see what happened. And I know that you should never judge someone's reaction from, like in a missing child's case or something like that, because you never know how someone's going to react. And I agree with that. But I think there's certain commonalities that all parents of a true missing child would have. And in other cases, they do have that commonality. So when I heard what I heard, I was so shocked and so dumbfounded that I'm like, no, there's only one reason why he wouldn't do this. And that's if he already knows. He already knows the answer. So I don't want to jump too far ahead, but for those of you that don't know, instead of explaining everything, I'm going to go ahead and just play the video that you, so this way, if you don't know, you're kind of going into this raw, like, you know, some of us were. But it was a video that Whistledown found. And I also want to point out for anyone that watches this later, she kind of thinks that Dolly Vision and White Boy thought that she was the girl in the video. So I just want to make it clear, Whistledown is not the girl that made the video. She just reposted it. I don't know if the girl was on TikTok or wherever she was, but that's not Whistledown. So I know people were thinking it was. Or she thinks they thought it was. So hold on. Doo, doo, doo. Okay, so 2 days ago, Whistledown posted this video. It's about 11 minutes. It'll give you the whole context behind tonight's live. Hey, loved ones. Yep. All right. Now, all Whistledown did was post this video. So again, if you don't know the context of this and you haven't heard anything or seen anything, you're about to understand.
Does she look like Summer? The little girl and her mother came over to play with our dog, and it was getting kind of dark, and the mom just like had diarrhea of the mouth and told me that her little girl's never been in school, never been enrolled. She doesn't have a social security card or a birth certificate for her. She has no documentation or proof that that's even her child. She
Okay, I'm just gonna put a. I'm gonna put not a disclaimer, but I'm gonna tell you guys something. If you ever meet someone in a park that says they don't have any documentation for their child, they have no records for their child, that's a telltale sign to call the police. One of the reasons is not to get that person in trouble. That person might be in trouble and they're trying to let you know without telling you. Like, she could be abused. She's afraid. Like, this is how I saw it. And I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I saw it as maybe this woman is being abused and doesn't know who to trust, and she can't tell someone point out blank, I'm being abused, help me, just in case you were a part, you knew the abuser or something. But if someone tells you that, odds are you're going to call the cops. So I think it could have been a cry for help without actually saying it. So again, if you meet some random stranger and she tells you all this stuff, do yourself a favor and call the cops just to be sure. Oh, this is your first time seeing? Yeah, I haven't given too much context of it because I want you guys to see it raw and tell me your thoughts. Rach, I agree. Who says that to a total stranger? Which is why I think she may have been hoping that this girl would have called the police and then she would have been safe. Just a thought.
She is 47 years old, and she claims that Anna is 7. So Summer would be 8. She would have turned 8 in February. Our neighbor found them on a curb. Mom was crying, and she put them in a hotel room for 2 nights. Well, after that, she got contacted and said, our stay is up and we have nowhere to go. It was just the mom and the little girl. So she took them and let them stay in her house. And she had a contract, like, you have to look for work. You have to try to get on a social security card and get her in school. And she had all these stipulations. Well, when she came over to my house, I had, like, just the hair on the back of my neck was just standing up because I felt like something was wrong. That, one, either that's Summer, or two, like, that is not her child. I mean, how come you can't get documentation to get her in school? Like, all these red flags, they don't let her around technology, any kind of technology. What she was doing in that one is the man, he showed up. Okay, this is getting all over the place. The man shows up from, like, Missouri and says, and she's like, my boyfriend's in town for a couple days. Can he come stay here? And the neighbor said, yeah, but he has to stay on the front porch. He can't, like, stay inside. Well, obviously it was daytime during when you guys saw the man in the house. That is not her father. That is her mom's on and off again boyfriend. And after doing some digging, we found out he had 60 plus charges on his criminal history, just that we could find. So right when I told my neighbor about that, she gives me the login for her camera in her house while she tells them that it's time to go, because she found this and she started saying off all the charges. And those videos are when they started packing and trying to get out of the house, because they were told a sheriff is going to come and they didn't want that. After they left, I told the neighbor, my neighbor's young, she's 23. I told her, does she not look like Summer Wells? And she said, who's Summer Wells? And I said, oh my gosh, Google that. And she's like, oh my God, like, I can see the resemblance. Like, she does look like Summer. But she had no idea about Summer Wells. See, she's young. Like, Summer went missing in, like, what, 2021? So, I go back over there and we call CPS in 2 different states. I don't want to tell exactly where I'm at right now, but we called in 2 different states, this state and the state that she said she's running from, which is a whole other story. If y'all have questions, I guess.
The thing that I don't understand, though, you knew all of this information and you didn't bother to call the police to begin with. Make it make sense. You had her there for days and you never once bothered to call the cops. Mind blown.
Ask them, and then I can try to get back to you. I've got as much as I can. So, gosh, this is a mess. This obviously wasn't planned out. I don't know if that's Summer. I have a bad feeling either way. She's probably not the woman's that you see, and I just don't think so. So yeah, we called the authorities in 2 different states. We called the sheriff here. We called they called the sheriff in the town next to us where they were left, and they're looking. CPS is on it in 2 different states. The footage we downloaded from her camera system so we could send it to CPS. So CPS has all the footage that I sent, that I put on TikTok.
She could be making it all up, but there are videos, and you'll see what happens once you get the videos.
The sheriffs and CPS do. This was just a fluke deal. My neighbor was just trying to be nice and be a good Samaritan, and I guess she got crapped on and taken advantage of, and we're glad that they're gone, but we are worried about Anna. And we did make sure that the proper authorities were contacted. And I mean, in every which way. We got together, we've got case reference numbers, we've got everything. So we're hoping that they'll let us know if they find her. I don't know if they would or not, but if they do, like, I'm totally gonna let you guys know what's up. Either maybe it is Summer, or she's a kidnapped little girl and she needs to be with people who love her. She needs to be in school, you know, and she's never been enrolled. She's not homeschooled. It's totally red flags everywhere. I hope I kind of answered all the questions. I'm not sure. If you have any more, just ask and I'll answer to the best of my ability.
Okay, now this part coming up, I'm going to make this bigger. But this part coming up is important because some people see it differently than other people. And it's creepy as fuck. I'm warning you. It is creepy as fuck. Now, a lot of people think that she was trying to disconnect the security camera. No, she was asking for help while she was pointing to the guy. She was literally saying, "Help me." That's the guy. She did it with her eyes. Whistledown shows it a couple of times. That's why I get goosebumps, because she was definitely signaling for help and pointing out who's the bad guy.
It is also worth noting that the little girl has number 2 accidents in her underwear. The neighbors found several pairs under the trash can. Of course, she didn't want to get in trouble. But with that man around and sexual abuse and how that's tied with poopy accidents, I don't really think a 7-year-old should be having accidents like that. Also, she could have been trying to deter her abuser, which I would assume that man's probably no good. So anyway, that is worth noting. There's some other stuff that I'm forgetting, like really key red flags, but I will try to let you guys know. Oh yeah, they call her stupid because she can't read. Well, how do they expect her to read if she's never been in school? It's horrible. The video of the man spanking the little girl has since been deleted. Somebody reported it. I'm going to try to answer the question on why nothing was done sooner before they left, and it's because the neighbor and I really didn't even know each other at all until now.
Bear with me. I keep losing it. Hold on. All right. Just watch her eyes. It's wild. Julia, that's what I'm saying. It gives me fucking chills because she is telling everybody, like anyone watching the camera, like, this is who I am scared of. This is what he looks like. This is, you know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious. And it scares me that she could have been saved if they would have just called the fucking cops to begin with. She absolutely needs help. Yeah, she's moving the camera and pointing it at the guy. And she's telling you with her eyes, this is the guy. Like, this is who you want to see. And it was very smart, which is why I think she's kidnapped. I really think she's a kidnapped girl. And that was her trying to let them know what's going on. And this is the guy you need to find. And that's why I think it makes sense in the beginning when I didn't want to give away too much. But that's why I think the mom, or the alleged mom, was screaming for help and, you know, thinking that someone's going to call the police, thinking that if I tell somebody that I have no ties to my child and I have nothing, then someone's going to call the police on me, which is exactly what I want.
It is also worth noting that the little girl has number 2 accidents in her underwear. The neighbors found several pairs under the trash can. Of course, she didn't want to get in trouble. But with that man around and sexual abuse and how that's tied with poopy accidents, I don't really think a 7-year-old should be having accidents like that. Also, she could have been trying to deter her abuser, which I would assume that man's probably no good. So anyway, that is worth noting. There's some other stuff that I'm forgetting, like really key red flags but I will try to let you guys know. Oh yeah, they call her stupid because she can't read. Well, how do they expect her to read if she's never been in school? It's horrible. The video of the man spanking the little girl has since been deleted. Somebody reported it. I'm going to try to answer the question on why nothing was done sooner before they left, and it's because the neighbor and I really didn't even know each other at all until now. She came over, it raised alarm bells. I was trying to investigate, and the neighbor finally came over and talked to me. Anyway, I'm the one who found the charges. I know the man's name and the woman's name that the little girl is traveling with, and I did a background check and I sent it to her, and she immediately kicked him out. And like I said, she had no idea who Summer was. She saw that little girl and she wanted to help. And also, another thing worth noting, she was wearing size 2T clothes when my neighbor found her. Good morning, everybody. I just kind of woke up and I called TBI and they have all the information. That's one place I didn't call because I don't know if it's Summer or not. But with all the opinions, which that's kind of why I wanted those opinions, thank you. I went ahead and made the call to TBI this morning. So they have everything they need and they're going to start looking.
Now, I personally don't think it's her. I think the eye set's different, but if I saw this girl on the street, would I think it could possibly be her? Absolutely. It's been 3 years. But I do think this girl was kidnapped. And I get chills thinking about it because these fucking assholes had days, and they did nothing. And it seems like both of them were screaming for help, the mother and the daughter. She looks so much like Candus. Okay, now, as a parent of a missing child, now, thank God I'm not, but if you were a parent of a missing child and you heard that somebody thought, I'm going to show more, I'll show the video again, CEO, and somebody thought that this might be Summer Wells, would you not look at the video? Would you not maybe have hope that, hey, maybe it really is Summer? Maybe this is Summer? Maybe, just maybe, they found our daughter? Even if you knew deep in your heart that it probably wasn't, wouldn't you at least watch it to find out? Just with that little glimmer of hope that just maybe it's her. Well, let's look at Don's reaction. Don found out about the video. And let's watch his reaction. And I think first flight out, exactly. I think Whistledown did another video of comparison. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. For those of you that want to see comparison. From what I understand, White Boy contacted them, which I only watched a couple of minutes of White Boy's video because I was so disgusted. And personally, and this is just a personal feeling, but I think that Dolly and White Boy were just mad at Whistledown because she found this and they didn't. That's a personal feeling. So instead of being like, hey, great find, blah, 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 they gave her a lot of hate for absolutely no reason. So now let's watch Don's reaction. Oh, the CEO, I couldn't agree with you more.
Earlier,
Now, mind you, his daughter's been missing for 3 years. They allegedly don't know what happened to her, and this is his reaction.
so I spoke. Have you been watching the live before I called you?
No, actually, I just got out of the shower and stuff like that because I've been working on that motor all weekend.
Video that I sent you guys earlier. There's a lady. She's a pretty lady, and she claims that she saw Summer. Did you see the video?
No, but we've been through this so many times before. Like when we was up there in Hollywood and stuff like that. The same thing happened.
You should watch it though. You should watch it. It's important that you watch it.
Yeah. We've seen some of it, but
Who fucking reacts like that? Oh, they can't be bothered. Why? Because you already know that she's dead? Is that why, Don? And I never ever felt like this before, but this infuriated me. Fucking infuriated me. Like, oh my God. Only someone that knows that she's gone would react like this. How do you know this isn't her? Oh, we've been through this before. And? Of course. This is your missing child. You may go through this 100,000 times. Like, what the fuck?
we don't think that's Summer, of course. She's too. Summer would be like a lot bigger than that. Summer was already getting big, when before she was even at 5 years old. She was pretty big.
But there were some comments that say like, this woman in this video who claims this, the girl in the video favors the boys.
A lot of kids, at that age look alike, until they get older, and then, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it looks like her. I think this.
No. I don't think that. We don't think that's Summer at all. No. You know as well as I do.
We don't think that's Summer. Okay, fine. How about you get a test just to be sure? How the fuck do you know what Summer looks like 3 years later? What makes you think that she's gained all this weight? She could have been on the run for 3 years. That would make her extremely skinny. Like, I just can't understand this mentality. I don't know. I think he is. I can't grasp this mentality. And I have stuck up for these parents for 3 years.
You know, because me and you've been kind of down some of the same roads and stuff. You know, when you get in a sticky situation, it's best to call 911 yourself, you know, or if you think something's going on, some kind of foul play or whatever. I mean, you know, I'm gonna call the police first, you know, before anything. Personally, you know, and I mean, it's law. I mean, we're you know, bound by law. If we don't turn in certain things, we can be charged with something. You know.
Have TBI? Has anybody contacted you about this?
Some videos and stuff like that, but like I said, I've been working on that motor all weekend. Finally got it together and stuff, you know, so I can go to work. You know, oh gosh, it's been one hell of a couple weeks for me. But yeah, I mean, you know what I think is going on with all these kids missing in our country, you know, and who would suspect? You know, nobody would suspect. Everybody suspects everybody.
She says no.
But, you know, and I did too at first, but now I think totally different. I mean, look at it like this. This is what, okay, since Biden took office, okay, I've lost all 4 of my kids. And I'm not saying that I didn't come unhinged. I'm not saying that I'm perfect or anything like that. I'm not trying to say.
Don, since nobody else said it, I'll say it. Trump wouldn't have saved your kids. Biden couldn't save your kids. Nobody could save your kids.
I'm just saying, since the Biden administration, we've lost all 4 of our kids.
I really want to slap the fuck out of one of these YouTubers sometimes when these videos about you guys.
Every day, bro.
So it gets tough, man, and it comes to a point where, like, I think some of my supporters understand that I probably would do that one day, allegedly, hypothetically, for education purposes. But you know, I think that
here's the kicker, bro. Here's the kicker. They got whoever them people were. They got gone. They got whoever them people were. They got gone because they were tipped off, and the people were, you know, by probably YouTube or whatever. And they disappeared. So even if it was Summer, they're gone. That's the kicker right there. They're gone because they got, you know, they should have called the law, not fuck around on YouTube or whatever. Them people disappeared. And why did they disappear? Something must not be right.
Parents and
you know how I feel, bro. And I think this goes way further than anybody suspects. And I think that child trafficking is going on big time. And I think DCS, you know, and our government, you know, they're selling America, man. They're selling us out, and they're selling our kids and everything else. You know, these people ain't stupid. You know, they're doing the wrong thing, though, man. They're in deep sin. All I know is they're making money hand over fist. They get the tax credits, the tax write-offs. They get.
What scares me the most about this is Don is not a stupid person. A lot of people think Don's an idiot. He's not an idiot at all. So the fact that he's trying to deter this into a political arena, instead of focusing on the fact that this could possibly be Summer, and you even hear him say that. He even says, well, we don't think it's Summer. Well, even if it was, she's now gone. Like, it just doesn't seem right. And I'm the first one to give credit where credit is due. Like, I'm not going to come down on him for it. I'm not going to, be an asshole about it. But no, this is too much. Like, no, Don, the deflection is real. And at least talk about Summer. Like, just at least talk about the boys. Talk about something. This is crazy.
They're getting paid all the way around. I mean, there's big money in children. It's crazy what happened to us. All the circumstances, all the chaos. And like I said before, I mean, I've made mistakes. I was so, me and Candus both were in so much trauma and stuff that we literally did lose our minds. And in my mind, that's how they played it out. They're getting paid all the way around. I mean, everything else, these people.
I'm rewinding it because I thought I heard something that I just want to hear again, and I hope I'm wrong. Oh, you know what? I'll put on closed caption. Maybe that'll help.
People ain't stupid. They're doing the wrong thing, though, man. They're in deep sin. All I know is they're making money hand over fist. They get the tax credits, the tax write-offs. They're getting paid all the way around. I mean, there's big money in children. It's crazy what happened to us. All the circumstances, all the chaos. And like I said before, I mean, I've made mistakes. I was so. Me and Candus both were.
I thought he said I was sold. And I was like, but it didn't even come up on closed caption. But I really thought he said mistakes, and I was sold. I don't know why I thought he said that, but I did.
I was so. Me and Candus both were in so much trauma and stuff that we literally did lose our minds. And in my mind, that's how they played it out all the way around. It's crazy, but the truth speaks for itself. I don't know. A lot of crazy stuff happened surrounding Summer's disappearance and the way everything that they done. I mean.
Okay, this is another thing I picked up. What crazy stuff happened around Summer's appearance? You got a Dewey? But who's they? He keeps saying they. They everything that they have done. And then he changes it and says, I mean. Who's they? Like, what happened, Don? Because every time you talk, you give yourself away. So what actually happened? Who is they? And why are you changing it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The multiple searches of our house. I mean, I don't trust none of them. I don't trust. I want to speak up more, and I want to say a lot of stuff, but right now we're being threatened still by DCS. Keep us quiet, but I don't want to be quiet, but
I understand. It's got to be.
Over a barrel.
Well, let me ask you a question. How does that affect your mental on a day by day, like when you want to talk about something? But
well, honestly, I can't not personally, on a personal level, deal with anything. But we have a God. We all have this great God that we can depend on, and that's what keeps me sane right there. And that's it. Other than that, I've tried handling all this on my own and everything else. I can't do it. It's obvious. I mean, but God is in control of all things, and that's who we got to trust. You know, and that's what we're trying to do to the best of our ability.
Is it far-fetched statement to say he knows those people are gone because they were tipped off by him? I know the woman's name that was with that child. Anna Marie Rose was her name. How do you know? I honestly, I think that's a little far-fetched. But I would love to know who that girl was and who the mother was.
But I mean, I can't deal with stuff, bro. You know.
Yeah. All right, man. I don't want to get you like hemmed up or like have you talk too much or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Very much, and God bless so much to everybody. Our country's under attack. Our country, they're trying to take our country over. We all need to stick together. I mean, it's going to happen sooner or later. We're going to lose our country. But I'm hoping we have I don't know. Only God knows me.
Well, listen, I know you should probably watch that video just because the person, I did talk to Candus. Candus said she's seen it. Candus said it looks nothing like Summer.
No, it's not Summer.
Yeah, so you've seen it. Listen, it doesn't mean like it is what it is, but I do want to say this before we hang up. Like, if you're to watch it and you think that it doesn't look like Summer, that's fine. And for anybody who's watching this, whether you clip this, whether you hate Don and Candus with all your little heart, that's fine. But like,
but the thing of it is, we don't know who this little girl is.
Right.
And then people just disappear.
The little girl needs help. At the end of the day, I don't know this lady. I don't know what she's got going on. Right. And there's a child in danger. I still don't understand if the police had been called. I'm sure by the TikTok video she uploaded, even though she didn't say she called the law, and everything and every other video coming behind it, including mine and anything behind mine, the law will be called. She said she called CPS and this and that. Why do you initially just call the law? That's what you do when a child's in danger. It's crazy, but I know that Candus said she watched a video and she said it looks nothing like Summer. The thing is, like, and I do want to say this because the people who disagree with you guys or whatever, or even myself, it's silly for y'all to be like, if they don't think that looks like Summer, and because I'm cool with them, and I don't think it looks like Summer, you can't say that I don't want Summer to be found because I agree it doesn't look like Summer. You can't do that. It's my opinion, as it's yours to feel that way. It's very weird. And to be honest, man, you know what I'm saying? Don and Candus have been burned so much on this platform. There's really no too much channels that come on and even chop it up with. But the more stupidity I get in comments in regards to Summer's case or anything like this, the less I call them if you haven't noticed. And at some point, I won't even call them on a live like this. I don't need the views. You see my wife's in bed. I could be right there with her. So like for the idiots, y'all shoot yourself in the foot at the end of the day. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
For real. But all right, man. Hey, Bubba, get on the bed, man. Speaking of bed,
Since I'm on a tyrant of creators lying to subs, call a spade a spade. Yes, you did do it on a live for views. There's nothing wrong with that. Just own it. But I mean, I just can't stand all these fucking lies by creators. There's nothing wrong with doing it for views or calling them live for views, as long as you own it. Just own it. That you did it for views. You could have called them privately. You could have hung up.
what time is it? It's 9:13, man. I've been killing it, man. You already know. But I just wanted to, y'all stay blessed, man, and hopefully one day, man, you get the call where it really is Summer. And
I hope and pray, bro.
I do
That'd be
too.
awesome.
I do too.
But God bless y'all, man. We love y'all.
We love you too, man. You stay safe. All right,
bro. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
All right. So what are your thoughts? Let me know if anyone wants a link, I'll drop a link. But I want to know your thoughts. I'll give you mine. I understand what it's like to feel beat down. I understand what it's like that, it's frustrating for them. Defeated, sad, all of it. I'm with you on that, okay? The deflection, I have a problem with. He's constantly deflecting. And again, he's not stupid. To be fair, no true drug addict or alcoholic is dumb. Very street smart people. Don't ever underestimate a drug addict. They may not have educational smarts. They may not be the brightest scholar, but I can assure you, they're fucking street smart. There's not a drug addict I've ever met that wasn't street smart. So when I say Don's smart, I'm not saying he's a scholar. He can go, take his SATs and get a 1800. I'm saying that he's smart enough to know how to play people around him. So is Candus. And like I said in the beginning, I don't know if I would automatically rule it out. I mean, she does have similarities. There's no doubt about it. But it's been 3 years. You can't really tell after 3 years. You don't know what summer's going to look like. You can't be 100% sure. But that's got me thinking, Marie, I really think he knows something. I do. Even from the very beginning when he was like, "Oh, I'll leave it in God's hands." Well, God ain't out there looking for her. You can believe in God all you want, but God's not out there looking for her. You're going to have to go out there looking for her. And just too many things that he has said over time that really makes me question his innocence. And I always gave that theory too, that, he's not smart enough to withstand the cops all this time. But the reality is, as long as there's no body, there's no crime. Pink Lotus, I wouldn't yell at you. Could be his wife's mistake he's covering up, or it's his wife's mistake and he doesn't really know. Or maybe they gave her away. Now, I don't think he would have gave her away. I really don't. I always said that. Especially if he was abusing her. And I'm not saying he was, but that's, been stated. Yeah, but Marie, he had her dead like a week after she went missing. If you remember the letter. He wrote that letter that basically stated she was gone. I agree. You would hold on to that little bit of hope. Just that tiny bit of hope. For example, and I said this about another case. I don't remember what case I was talking about. Most parents of missing children don't ever look at their child as dead. They'll never say their child is dead. What they'll say is that another family, and I've heard this more than once, that another family needed that child more than they did. So they believe that the child was kidnapped and is living their best life. And as much as they miss them, and I'm paraphrasing, like lots of different places, that I've heard this. I'm just paraphrasing it. That, you know, they love their child and one day they hope to see them again, but they just know in their hearts that they weren't, you know, murdered or anything, that they're living their best life and they're growing up in a wonderful home. Like, that's the reality that they've given themselves in order to deal with the fact that they may never see their child again. So I get it. And every time I see someone on TV talk in past tense and, you know, don't show those signs, I question it, because I think about all the people that, you know, have legit missing children, that they just keep that hope alive that one day that kid's going to come through the door. One day that kid is going to be found alive. And instead of thinking, you know, they were murdered somewhere, they believe that everything is good, you know, that everything is perfectly fine. And they're just living a good life. They just wish they could be a part of it. And I know me, I would probably have that same mentality. I mean, if you think your kid was murdered or SA'd murdered or something, and you would think about that all the time, that would like consume every single thought in your head. And I can't imagine you would ever think about anything else. So in order to deal with life, you would have to think otherwise. She wasn't hit by a car. That, I know that theory went around for a long time. If she was hit by a car, there would be tire marks. There would be ways to show that she was hit by a car. They looked at all that. They're like, we love our little girl, but oh well, life goes on. Exactly. They're like, not even, okay, we've been through this before. Exactly, blissful. That's what I'm saying. So every time I see people that don't act like that, I always think of all these people that I've seen in shows and, you know, just all over the place. A true missing child, they never give up hope, like ever. And they want to talk about their kid and how wonderful they are, and, you know, and hopefully they're married today and all this other stuff. And then you have the other people that, like that one person that found their kid after 14 years. Could you fucking imagine? 14 years this boy was gone. And then he came home. There's another one I saw recently. Uh a girl was gone from like age 16 to like 40. And they thought she was buried in the backyard, and it turns out she wasn't, and she ended up being alive. She just ran away from home. The woman with the little girl is 47. Rose Bly went missing at 21. Add 15 to 21. What's the 15 though? Where'd you get the 15? It's, you might be right, Marie. I don't know if it'll ever get closed. It's not like they're exactly looking. But I just don't think it's that hard to get away with it as long as they don't admit it. Nobody, no crime. And like I've shown you guys, Tennessee has some insane woods. Like, you can hide a body so easily. And I still think she's buried inside a tree. I think her bones are inside a hollow tree. I know it sounds nuts, but I had a dream about that. I've always said that. That I really do think her bones are in a tree. And it's sad that I really don't think it will be closed. Some reason I don't think she's ever going to be found. Who's been missing? All right, so the story with the tree. I was watching, I don't know, like 48 hours or something like that. And some guy killed a family or something and hid the bones inside of a hollow tree. They couldn't be detected by a dog. They couldn't be detected by anything. Like a dog did detect it, but they think they're buried under the tree. Nobody ever thought to look in the tree. And so they, dug all around. They dug, and I don't even remember the whole story, but, it hit me. I'm like, oh my God, what if Summer Wells is inside a tree? I was like, there's plenty of trees in Tennessee, especially where they are. Trust me, I went there. I saw all the woods. There is so many woods. So the fact that there's so many woods and you can't just put bones down because someone's going to find them. But if you put a little girl's bones inside of a hollow tree, nobody's ever going to find them. Nobody's going to look inside of a hollow tree. So if you ever want to get away with the perfect murder, I just told you how to do it. But even by their house, there's so many woods that you wouldn't even have to drive far. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me pull up that video. Hang on. What road did they live on? What was it, Beach Creek? Oh my God, it's take forever. Hold on. Ben Hill. Wasn't that Beach Creek? Alright. Let me go. Videos. There's Allie. Oh, hold on. I knew there was Beach Creek listed. Can you believe that Chris Watts was like almost 6 years ago? Alright, here we go. Summer Walls. Alright, here we go. That wasn't so bad. Can I just tell you, every fucking video I pulled up today was 11 minutes and like 30 seconds. Don's video, Whistledown's video, that girl's video, and now my video. All 11 minutes and 30 seconds. That's kind of creepy. Is that like a 1130 thing? Anyone know like numerology? That's really weird. All right. So I'm not going to play the sound because it was raining. But we went to Tennessee. This is on the drive to their house. It was pouring. It was horrible. So now there it was like kind of open. But on the other side was all woods. You see all those woods? They wouldn't even have to go far. Find a hollow tree and put the bones in it. Easy breezy. And this is just right outside their house. That's their driveway. You see what I mean about possibly a hollow tree? That's Ben Hill Road. Exactly. And there's so much woods. And it looks even creepier because it was raining so bad. But I was like, what I wanted to do is give everyone a view of what Ben Hill Road actually looked like. Opportunity is on the horizon. Woohoo! Good. Look at all this. This is just right outside their house. And it's all on hills. Exactly. But, you know the cops looked in all those woods, but I'm sure they didn't look inside of a tree. This was a neighbor that I accidentally pulled in their driveway because I wanted to see where it went. But I also wanted to show you guys. Hey, Rachel. I also wanted to show you guys the whole view of the woods that surrounded them. Yeah, but if they did hit her, they would have been marks. It was creepy. Yeah, this is when I went there. I was like, I'm going up their driveway. Here we go. But like, honestly, I'm really glad that I went there because all the suspicion about where she could have gone, going down the hill, a lot of stuff. No, because once you go there and you see what it looked like, it's not what people kind of made it sound like. That was their neighbor with all these cars. Hey, I never noticed the reflection. It looks like a ghost. I mean, look at all those woods. That's why I started thinking. I really think it was a hollow tree. You can be used to terrain all you want. It's wild once you're there. When you see it in person. This is when I debated going up the driveway. Then we got nervous. I thought I was going to pop a tire. I was like, should we do it? Should we do it? And here we go. I was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. That's their driveway. And then I got nervous. I was like, what if I pop a tire? I mean, like, the cops searched, I mean, the police, FBI, TBI, they searched all of these woods. And there I go, trekking up the driveway. And I thought, oh my God, what if what if it pops my tire or something? How are we going to get out? And then my girlfriend was like, turn around, don't go. I was like, all right, fuck it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. There's so much woods over there though. That's why I said it would not surprise me at all if they were, if she's in a hollow tree. Marie, no body, no crime. If there's no body and there's no evidence, they can't arrest anybody. This is right outside their house. Yeah, arrests have been made if they have definitive evidence. There's no evidence here. I mean, look at all this. She was like 3 feet tall. This goes on for miles. I don't know. I always thought maybe the brothers would have said something to begin with. Well, I think the brothers would have said something to begin with. Just my thoughts. Ugh. And that's it. That was my trip there. The picture at the end was the end of the trip. But crazy, right? Um, that's what I'm saying. I think if the brothers knew anything, I think they would have said something too. I really do. I don't think they would have just let it go. But that's assuming that they knew something. We don't even know if they knew anything. There's so many different possibilities. So, I don't know. But I wanted to check some. So my video was 11 minutes and 28 seconds. Don's video was 11 minutes and 41 seconds. The first video was 11 minutes and 38 seconds. That's kind of freaky. They were all around the same time. That's true. Yeah, those were her 4 videos on it. I was thinking maybe she had another one, but she doesn't. I don't know. I just think Don's ucky. I don't know how else to put it. So that's what I have for you guys tonight. was I'm actually surprised that nobody else is talking about those videos. See, Marie, I don't think she went downstairs. I really don't. I think Candus left with her. Like, I also don't believe Candus's whole story. And I never did. Does that mean she's guilty of murder? No. But I never believed her story. And the story changed. Even the grandmother's story changed. Nah, the story changed. Hey, Pearl. Yeah, the grandmother's story changed. And then it was something about we took a nap. Or Candus said we took a nap. Like, I just think she wasn't watching at all. Yeah, but I don't think she brought the boys in. And the whole stuff with Hunter was weird. I have an interview with Allie too, but she passed away, so I kind of feel weird. It's crazy though. And you know what else is sad? That nobody talks about Summer anymore. Everybody's so focused on Sebastian Rogers. It's like, did you guys all forget about Summer? Because you went live about Summer every fucking day. And that's why I was shocked that nobody was talking about these videos. Even if it's not Summer, who is that girl? Because she clearly needed help. Clearly. I mean, let's watch that again. Not the whole video, just that part. Hold on, let me find it. I mean, I legit cannot stop thinking about this little girl and those eyes. I've been thinking about it all day, literally. I just can't stop thinking about it. And a lot of people think that she was unplugging the camera, but she wasn't. I mean, she was trying to get someone to notice. She's like, ooh, a camera. Or they may have asked her to unplug the camera because they knew they were on camera. And then she did that real quick, acting like she was unplugging it. But that is a definite call for help. And I've literally thought about this like 100 times today. Yeah, she's very skinny. I don't think it's Summer, personally. But that's, I mean, what do I know? But I do think it's a kidnapped child who needs help. It's like, why would you not have, maybe she's being trafficked. How do you know who they are? Did you call the police? I don't know, but the camera turns. I don't know how it turns, but it does. And maybe it follows something. I don't know, but her eyes definitely speak volumes. And how do you not have information? How do you not have a social security card? How do you not have any information on quote unquote your child? Why is she not in school? How do you have all this guy's info, Pink Lotus? She absolutely is giving a message with her eyes. She was, if that wasn't a cry for help, then I don't know what is. But in my opinion, that was definitely a cry for help. But I also think the mother was asking for help. Like, literally, who says all that stuff when you first meet someone? Nobody? You know what I mean? You're not going to meet a stranger sitting on a park and be like, yeah, well, I have no information on my daughter, and I have no paperwork for my daughter, and I have nothing on my daughter, and nobody does that. Yeah, she didn't blink. She was looking. I mean, she wanted you to see who the guy was. Yeah, but we don't know where the girl lives. But like I said, I'm just surprised that more people aren't talking about it. You know, like Summer Wells creators that were covering it. And shit, I gave it to like 11 o'clock. It's crazy. But I am going to get off because it's 12:30 and I'm tired. But I want to let you guys know the drink collection is now on the website. I got 8 of them up so far. I don't want to put up any more yet because, one, I don't have any more made, but 2, I ordered a bunch of new scents that need to come in first. So right now there's 8 up there. And that's it. Yeah, but how do you not have any kind of paperwork on your own child? And that you can't get it? Like, you can, I mean, I don't walk around carrying their birth certificates or anything, but all you have to do is pay $17 and you can get a birth certificate, copy of a birth certificate. The fact that she can't get it, quote unquote, like she can't even register her at school. Allegedly, there was some kind of beating that he did that was deleted. And I wish they didn't delete it because that's evidence. You know what I mean? Like, that's evidence they could have found. They could have done something with. So it blows my mind that this girl had her in a hotel for 2 days and never bothered to call the police. And I know some people might say, well, why didn't you call the police herself? If you understand how domestic violence works, they wouldn't, because in 99% of the domestic violence cases, yeah, you could send it to me, Pink Lotus. In every like domestic case, the abuser gets out like in a day. So they're not protected. So if he only went to jail for a day or two, where's she going to go if she has no money? She needs him away forever. So that's why I think the woman was crying for help too. But I don't know who they are. Hopefully the cops take it seriously. Because, again, that was a cry for help. Sorry, I'm going to get off, though. I will see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you check out energycandles.com, ENERGIE, candles.com, and get your yummy candles. All right? I will see you guys later.